Hello, hello, hello. Trying to keep my voice rolling because got an additional show tonight to do. And I'm not complaining. That's what we want, right? We want to be in more places, more times to get the word out that Jesus Christ died for our sins and paid for our way into heaven by taking our punishment that we deserve. And so the more we get that gospel news out, right, that we have a creator that loves us, that sacrificed his only son, that he came down in the flesh as God, and uh, and paid our way into heaven. That's if we could get on as many platforms as we can and say those words, I think we're gonna be all right. And so if I could get on a million platforms, I'll do it. And so let's work on it. Hey Luke, how you doing, buddy? I'm glad you're here, man. I really So is it easier for you to make it on weekends? Because I see you more on the weekends than I do on the weekdays. I noticed that. But maybe sometimes I see you on weekday mornings too. I just can't remember. Sometimes you slide in and slide out, inconspicuous. Hey Deb, how you doing? Oh man, it's been good. I'm kind of actually excited to go on mics tonight because like when I'm here, I mean, not that I'm not responsible, um, all the time, but here I got to be very careful with what I say, especially when I start saying, this is what I think God thinks, right? Or this is what I think God wants from us, right? I have to be very, very careful with that. And so sometimes I'll get like a bad speech habit, or I'll get like uh stumble on words sometimes, right? But when I'm on someone else's platform, for some reason, I'm looser and more relaxed, right? And I feel like it goes off a little bit better, right? And so praise God for being there for me through that, because this is not my best. I don't know why he I don't know why he picked this for me to do in these times. Um, he knows better than me, but I don't know. I think I'd be good at like checking coats or something like that. Like, I'll take your coat, sir, and then then you go, then you go into like the the convention or something and get some kind of like enlightening information, and and I'll just be here with your coat ticket, and we'll figure it out. Somewhere on the sideline, right? Not. I never pictured like a little tiny platform in the end of the world, right? And I think that I've been getting a lot of friends, right, that have come up to me. Hey Vader, how you doing? A lot of friends that are coming up to me asking me for prayers, right? Because people in their lives are starting to like either need them more, right? Needing to lean on them a lot more in these end times, or are leaving. Like families are splitting up, right? And this is hard to see, right? Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Like all things considering, I'm doing good, right? But there's always something to not that I'm insensitive to what's going on in the world, right? I grieve for that, right? But all things considering, right? I'm doing as good as you can do. And so I think God made some overcomers here, right? Where we may have been victimized in our lives, and that is not our fault, right? But it's our problem to deal with, and we're getting over it. And I think that we're there for each other in that way, and that makes me feel good about the spirit of this group, right? Oh, hey Mike, I was just talking about, yeah, I was just talking about the going on tonight. Yeah, I'm excited about that, and we'll have some fun. I would love to have a conversation, man, with Bubba about these Nephilim, man, and the fallen angels, man. I think that would be phenomenal. We got to do. We got to schedule something like that, Mike. Like, even if you, like, I want you to be included too in that. Like, even if he came over here, or if you guys came over here on this channel, or we did it on your channel, that would be fun. I love talking about that kind of stuff. Who likes talking about fallen angels? I always think that that's interesting, because I could pretty much, right, if we go with that narrative, right, especially if we go to especially if we go with um sexual sin in the garden, right, then you could pretty much break down um all the world's problems in three big events of sexual sin, right? Like, with you say like the garden, and then you'd say like Genesis 6, and then Sodom and Gomorrah, and then of course today, right? Today it's just falling apart, right? And you can say that the fallen angels were included in all that, right? Oh yeah, I like comedy too, right? Oh, you know what? This is what's funny, Mike, is Shannon. I don't know how much faith was involved, right? But Shannon was writing some jokes about like like um Christian jokes, And I don't know, man. I mean, some of them are okay, but some of them kind of were like, they need some work. It might even be, it might start a war. Like, I don't know, So yeah, the world needs a little more comedy, but I would say that, like, the majority, like, I know I'm talking about three things at one time, right? But yeah, the world needs comedy, but there's a lot of sexual deviant sin in this world, and that's where the majority of the problems of the world come into existence. And it seems like every time you read about fallen angels having interaction with human beings, that seems to be like the big fall of the time. And so, who knows, right? But I like having conversations about, like, fallen angels. But I don't know how much time we have left, right, to discuss all that stuff, right? Do we have I mean, here's the thing, right? Like, I could get into that, right? If I knew that that was the avenue to go down, then that's what I would be talking about. No doubt. That's what I would be talking about, especially if transhumanism and fallen angels and the end times, right? If it was all for sure, this was the culmination, that's what I would be talking about. But there's always another way to look at it, right? And that's what sucks about it, is that see, now red skies, if that's right, because not only that, right? Because I have read in Jasher where even Satan himself has come like a old man or whatever. And I know Joshua's not canon, right? But you're right. Fallen angels could just look like regular human beings, right? And so yeah, that would really reconcile a lot as far as the conversation is going with that. And I think that you can't have the end times without fallen angels, right? That this is what it is, right? The Bible is a conspiracy, right, to rebuild Babylon and bring the world back together to fight God. That's what they tried to do in Genesis, right? And at the Tower of Babel, and that's what they're trying to do now. And Revelation is the revealing of Jesus Christ as King of the world, right? And but see, they have us scared that it's the end of the world because they're looking at the end of the world, right? Like, if it were to end today, for them, it's the end of the world, right? For us, it's the revealing of our King, and then we go on forever with our Lord. There is no end to the world for us. Like, there's no end of anything. And so, yeah, I talked to him a little bit about it, right, Mike? And he said he would be honored to come on. I just wanted to have you involved too. I think it would be fun to have the three of us even. You know, sometimes I think those conversations are fun. Not in the sense that it's not heavy. It is heavy stuff, right? But there, it keeps it light when there's a few people. Yeah. I'll write an outline or whatever, and then because everything, if I do that, I'll write an outline of a show, and you let me know. Yeah. How you doing, Shannon? Oh, I was telling him about your Christian jokes, right? They're okay. I just hope they don't start any wars. Because like all the hey Sasquatch, I was worried about you, man. I've been texting you for like a day and a half, trying to see if you're alive still, man, because of the storms. Because of storms out there and tornadoes. Oh man, Cindy asked me to text you last night at like 5 o'clock, right after the show last night, and I sent her my show being snooty, right? I said, here's my show. This was important to me, and she said, well, it was important for you to text Sasquatch to find out how he was doing. And I said I did text him last night, but she went to bed early because I didn't get back to her about that. And so the reason I brought that up is that people care about you. I always like that when people check on me and stuff, like people care. You know what I mean? It does make me feel good, even if I don't have time for it. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm good. But it feels good to know that people care. I don't know. I mean, what do I know? People can get sensitive, yes. If God, yes. Well, that's the thing. We need more jokes, man. And I liked the idea of what you were saying about like having more comedy about it. But but yeah, I'm also afraid, right? Not afraid. That's not a good word for it. Yeah, maybe fear is a good word for it. That it will have an adverse effect, right? But I guess we can't take ourselves so seriously that we can't laugh, right? Maybe if we made the jokes more about Christians and not God himself, right? I don't know. I don't know, man. All it takes is you make one person, the wrong person, wrong, right? Like a lot of like, okay, so this is the way I kind of break it down with the variables, right? I'm like, okay, Christian people, right-leaning politics, right? They got guns, probably. You make them mad one weird way. You know what I mean? That's all it takes, right? And then next thing you know, uh, you got some kind of militia forming, and you know, that's all I'm saying. I'm glad you're doing well. I'm really glad that you're doing well, Sasquatch, because the idea that there's 100 tornadoes out there, or more even, right? Because I didn't actually get the exact number. I heard even thousands, but I don't know if that was an exaggeration. But I got to slow down. The show's going way too fast. I don't know if what do you call it? Oh man, I'm getting text messages. Why do people choose now to text me? Like this is like the wrong time to do that. All right, I put it on do not disturb. You're not blocked right now. You're not blocked, Deb. I see you right now. You're not blocked. We were just asking Sasquatch if he was okay because of the storms. Does anybody know how many storms there are? Does the real number? I need to know now. Now I need to know. And even if we do like find like where there's a number where it'll say a number of storms, we can't even trust it anymore. So we're saying throws out thousands of tornadoes. Your average, okay, wait, hold on now. What is this now? Your average Category 3 hurricane throws out thousands of tornadoes. I didn't know that. Now, in your opinion, right, is a tornado as bad as they make it out on TV? Because I can tell you an earthquake is not nearly as bad as they make it out on TV. Like, I mean, it could be bad, right? And there could be some catastrophic stuff, but it's not nearly as bad as they make it out to be on TV. So you're saying a tornado is as bad? Okay, okay, all right, all right. We're learning something here. Oh no, what happened here? All right, I'm back. Yeah, most earthquakes are nothing. I mean, like if and I wonder like with the 89 earthquake, right? I wonder how much of that like was, man caused, right? Like did they crash those areas down to hurt people? I wonder, because it did rock the house though, man. Like that was the biggest one I've been through, right? And so no mistake about it. It was big, but yeah, most earthquakes are nothing. Anything less than that is nothing, I think. Like 5 or a 6 or something on the Richter scale is nothing. But they'll tell you that it was like, oh yeah, so it was horrible. Oh, you're down in Santa Cruz? Oh, I know where I'm going on vacation. I'm gonna chill with the peanut over in Capitola. Yeah, 89 was big. Yeah, ginormous. That's horrible. You were born in Santa Cruz, the murder capital of the world, or it was back then, right? In the 80s, 70s. I don't know how old you are. You're probably not that old. I was born in the 70s. See, I thought Cold Springs, right, was in Colorado, but I guess it's in Nevada. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, see, this basketball sized hail, man, I am a little scared of that. To be honest, like I'm not afraid of dying, right? I'm cool with that, right? Whatever. But I am scared of some basketball sized hail. And I am scared of being like, left suffering, open wounds and stuff. Like I don't want that, right? I don't want I like Capitola. I think Capitola is every bit as good as Santa Cruz without the people. You know what I mean? Like if probably better. I mean, you don't have the boardwalk, right? But if you don't have young kids, you don't want the boardwalk anyway. I don't know. I don't know. That's hard to say because it just depends on what kind of person you are, I guess. I mean, if you're just like single and you want to hang out, I guess Santa Cruz would be better because you could meet people there. And Capitola is like if you already have your family together and you just want to go and enjoy the scenery. Yeah, less bums. Well, hey, I used to think that way until I became one of the bums, right? And then I'm like, oh, okay, wait a second. Like, like like there's bums that make 40 grand a year, they live under the pier. I'm like, hey guys, what are you guys doing here? Oh yeah, I'm good. I make $25 an hour. I just can't afford to live nowhere. And you're just like, wow, man, has the world really gotten that way, man? Where you can't just be a local garbage man and just and have a family and a place to live. I mean, it's insanity, right? Like, well, there was a movie, right? I think it was called The Lost Boys or something like that. Um, was a movie about that in Santa Cruz, but I'm sure that it's like that in the majority of California. I don't think there's anything special about Santa Cruz. I think there's creepy crap like that all over California. I don't know, man. I've lived my whole life in the Bay Area or the Valley, really. So I don't know. Yeah, paycheck to paycheck. And no, but you're right though. My rent went from it was like 625 a month to 1800 a month in 1 year. And then now you're probably looking at like 3 grand for like in San Francisco for a 1 bedroom, like one bath for 2 or 3 grand maybe. I mean, what do you think, Peanut? Like what? Yeah, when my rent tripled, we call it being pushed up the hills because all the tech guys came in. Because when all the tech stuff started, Peanut, they were hiring just whoever to do the whatever. They would just teach you what they need to teach you, and you could get a good job, right? Hey, Faith. But then when people were going to college to learn computers, right? People were coming from all other states to come to California to work tech jobs, right? Yeah, and so it pushed us out, the natives, right? But I mean, at first, when before you could learn the computers, they were doing computers, right? It was just like if you had a hobby of knowing computers, you could get a nice job, you know? And yeah, rent was just brutal, especially when Oracle built. Oracle and Google were both building at the same time. Oracle was one big office, one big building, right? And and Google was like the size of a garage in Mountain View, like like the size of a house. And now it's its own complex with its own fast food, and they got a McDonald's. They got, I mean, it's all the company has its own McDonald's. That's what's crazy. That's what's crazy, man. It's a compound now. Yeah, a doghouse is $1 million. You're right. Oh, you're insane. Oh, I didn't know you were. I was born near there. Well, I was born in Redwood. I was born in Redwood. I don't want to say where you. I know that town though. You're right. A doghouse. Yes, for sure. Yeah, man. Forget living in the Bay Area, man. It's over, man. You have like a 1 bedroom, like if you get a 3 bedroom, 1 bath house, right? You're probably looking at $2 million. I mean, if you want a decent one near a good school. And so what most people do, yeah, you do need to be old money, but what I'm noticing what people do now is they get interest only loans, right? Where they get the loan and they only pay the interest and they pay nothing on the principal. And then if the house goes up in value, they can sell it and use the equity to buy in, right? That's a tough way to invest in a house, right? Because if anything breaks, the roof, something happens with the roof, you're just constantly losing money in that kind of a thing, right? They really have you at such a disadvantage with finances, right? Once they have the money and you don't, and they can create all these little, yeah, all these banking vehicles, right? That like, where the interest is just stacked in their favor. You can't beat math. That's the whole thing, right? The numbers will always work out. Oh, you used to live in Mountain View? I mean, I lived like, where, not Mather, but Moffett Field, I guess. I lived right outside of there for a little while. couple years, near like past Castro. Yeah, we should all move. We should all move to Michigan. No, I thought Faith was in Iowa. I was gonna learn how to grow corn because it says in the Bible, right? That like, isn't like corn gonna go up in price? It's gonna be like a day's wage or something. We can make so much money selling corn in Revelation. Sunnyvale. No, it's in Mountain View. Like, you know where Castro Street is in Mountain View, where like all the stuff is, the clubs and all that stuff for yeah, it's just it's past that. You just keep, instead of going towards El Camino, you go the other way until it turns into Moffett Field is like near NASA and all that crap over there. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. So it's closer to Iowa than Nevada. Oh, okay, okay. But see, I think going to Michigan, we can meet everybody because everybody kind of lives around there, right? I got to get out of this belly of the beast, man. This is just horrible. Oh, you were raised in the Bay Area too, Kay? I didn't know that. How many Bay Area people are here? Oh, you used to work at the amphitheater? Oh, wow. See, before, oh, wow. I probably know you, brother. If you're an Aussie fan, right? Like before I was a Christian, I was into that kind of stuff. If I say a name, you'll know it. I don't want to say it publicly. Oh, I might know you, dude. But there's a lot of people in the Bay Area. Who knows, right? Hey, Rob, how's everything going with stuff? Yeah, he's crazy, man. I seen them at not at Mountain View, but I seen him at Cow Palace with Corn and Deftones. That was way back, dude. That was way back. Ozzy. I would be surprised if he didn't constantly shake just from drug use, you know? I mean, he put on a good show though. I mean, so do you remember the that Cow Palace show with the now I'm getting off topic, right? But with Korn and Deftones and Ozzy, that was like one of the last shows I went to. I seen before I stopped listening to music, right? Like I didn't really stop listening to music back then, but it wasn't like a priority. And then like this last 5 years, I just haven't heard really that much. I've heard more music from you than anyone else. You hung out with the Deftones? Get out of here, man. I mean, I kind of knew like Limp Bizkit, like not really. I mean, they sold their album outside of the Edge. Remember where the Edge is in Palo Alto? And I remember them and Stabbing Westward, and I forget the other group, man. It maybe was the Deftones with them, right? They were selling the Limp Bizkit was selling their album outside of the Edge for like $3 a cassette or something crazy like that. It was like super cheap, right? They I don't know how much they must have made $30. I mean, can you imagine like Fred Durst outside of a club making $30 selling cassettes? Like it sounds like a waste of time for him, right? But that's real life, right? I guess. See, you and Cindy could probably have deep conversations about this stuff. She's into all that. See, now you're getting too deep for me, man. I'm a surface level music person. What do you mean he saw mush? What does that mean? Oh, Ozzy, yeah. Oh, look at see now here we are. We're all talking about Ozzy now. Don't be mad at me, guys. I'm just going with the flow. I hope everyone's having a good time. If anybody's not having a good time, let me know. Oh yeah, Rush is from Canada. Well, she grew up all around music, and lived around it with her, family and all that. So that must have been an interesting life. See, at that point you can't avoid it. Like it's either you immerse yourself in it you know, or your life's not going to be very good, right? Wow. It's you look how much music has had an impact on our lives, right? And and I'm going to say something, right? And we're going to maybe feel a little convicted here, right? But music was created for worship. And so to know that like this chat is popping about all these bands that we know about, right? Which is okay, right? This is how we were raised. There's nothing wrong with this, right? But we should be popping like this talking about God, and everything that we know about God and everything we know about like things that he did and situations he got us out of, right? Oh, do you want to come on? That I do want you on the show. Yes, I do. You had a thing with your here come on. Let's talk about it. You had a thing on with your kid or something the other day. Aw, that makes me so sad. I hope you didn't think that I hope you didn't think something different than what I was meaning. Here's the thing. Come on down. We're gonna get trolled a little bit, but who cares? Just ignore it. Don't like if anything happens back there, just ignore it. Who cares? Yeah, if you don't feel like I'm putting you on the spot, Faith, but no, I thought like you were gonna come on Friday, and then I was tired one night and like just out of it for one of my shows, right? And then Shannon offered to help me, and I said, "Yeah, come on," right? But I had scheduled you that day too, right? And I go, "Oh wait, I scheduled Faith, so let me have her on instead on Friday." And but then you didn't show up anyway, but you have some stuff with your family or something like that going on. And so it ended up being okay. Like no big deal, right? Yeah, I gave her the link. Can she reach it? Can she reach the link? Who's Carl the Brick? Who's I don't know. Peter, this is what oh, I'll see you later, Mike. Hey, Mike, tonight, yes, absolutely, 8 o'clock. Well, this is what I'll say, right? Is I'll have anybody on the show. I would prefer if the people that come on this channel, this platform, if we agree on salvation before we do a show together, because it took me a long time to come to the truth, right? That we're saved by faith in Jesus, right? I don't want to go backwards from that. So anybody that believes that, right, and has a different opinion about other things, right, then I'm okay with that. Here, let me bring Faith on. Hold on a second. Hello, Faith. Welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
Hi, Steven.
I hope you didn't feel sad or anything.
Well,
Did you really feel sad? Oh my
I
God.
yeah, I kind of did because
I
I,
didn't know that. I didn't. Okay, this is what happened. Let me tell you what happened.
okay.
You were supposed to come on Friday, right? On Thursday, I was hella tired, right? Or hecka tired, I'll say that. Very bad. On to the point where I like put the show on private. That's how bad the show was, I thought, right? And uh Shannon said, I'll come on and help you tomorrow. And I said, okay, that'd be great. And so then I thought, she texted me in the morning at 4 in the morning, right? The next day. And she goes, I'm coming on, coming. Well, I mean, it wasn't 4 in the morning, her time, but my time. And she goes, yeah, I'm excited about coming on this morning. I go, oh, wait, I have Faith coming on this morning. So, I'll move you to another day or whatever. And so she was okay with that. But then you didn't come anyway because something was going on with Max.
Yeah.
And so it ended up being okay, but I didn't know that. Was I supposed to have you on today?
No, 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 no.
You got to help me because you know what, my brain is so fried, right, from just like constantly going, like, you guys probably know better than me what's going on.
I felt bad. I felt bad because I didn't even know anything until really, really early that morning, and I was like, yeah, I can't, because I gotta,
Yeah,
yeah. And
no
then I
worries.
was like, oh, and then I was like, oh, Shannon's on, so I was like, cool, cool.
Well, that's cool. Well, we'll just have
But
to
then,
work it out, but like,
yeah, yeah, but the Gabriel.
poor Gabriel.
Sorry. So
That's okay.
yeah,
No,
so
but
then I kind of text Shannon a little bit, and I was like, well, I'm not sure if I text her, but I kind of gave her a hint of like is everything okay? Like,
yeah, no,
cool.
everything's cool.
Yeah, like, are we cool? Because I know I missed
Things
a
got
couple
jumbled up.
shows.
That's all.
Gabriel.
Everything is all good. Things got jumbled up. I need to have somebody like know like like I need someone to know what's going on for me because like sometimes if I do that, like I'll put two things together in one spot when really I was meaning to put it in another spot, you know? But then once you do it, then you're like, okay, well I gotta undo what I did, right? And it's like it's hard because like I'm going like when you go from like one message to the next message to the next message to the next message, right? And you're just like trying like not only are you going from one message to another, you have to remember what that conversation is about and where you are in the conversation, you know? And so it's
Yeah.
like I'm always in like figuring out like who am I talking to, what's going on here? Like
And I
sometimes it
and
could be jarring,
yeah,
you know?
and I am gonna be honest with you. When I asked you, well, I said, I'm available Friday morning if you want me
Yeah.
on. And your first response was no. I did take that.
Oh, okay. So you
I
said
did I
okay.
did
Let
I
me
did take
explain.
that the wrong way. I did
Okay,
take it.
okay, explain. Okay, look, you said this is what I know what it is now. Okay, now my head's on track. Okay, so you said, "Do you want me to be a guest on your show?" And I said, "No, I want you to be a co-host on the show, right?" So that was my way of saying that you're equal to me. You're not a guest to me. You mean more to me than that. And so like maybe I didn't like explain that well or it didn't come off well in communication, right? But like I was basically saying, no, I don't want you as a guest. I want you as like as a co-host, right? Because I consider you more valuable than that, you know? Because you're also like an example to a lot of the ladies here, you know? Like I know a couple ladies that really look up to you. And so that's like not only the part that you do on the show and the part that you do like as a mod, but like also like just like the relationships that you've gained since you've been here. You're like not just a guest, you're part of the show. You're part of this. And so that's what I meant in that. And so when I said no, right? Maybe there was a little too much extra focus on that because you probably never expected me to say that, right?
I didn't.
Because I don't say things like that to you. And so I figured you would know that I don't say stuff like that to you and that the next thing that I was going to say would be something better. But it
No.
just got,
Well,
yeah,
what you said next was your co-host, and I was like,
yeah.
well, Tom,
I want you to,
Tom, Tom's a co-host, and
yeah,
every time Tom is available, you're like, you're like, yes, it's Tom,
yeah.
and so.
I would say that you're on Tom's status.
Well, I didn't feel that when we were texting, I felt like
I'm sorry.
I
It's my fault.
probably put too much into I probably put too much emotion into that.
I'm
When
glad you do. I'm glad that you put a lot of emotion into it. I feel horrible for having a miscommunication. It's 100% my fault, and you're hugely important to what's going on here. And I was trying to communicate that you're not a small piece of that. You're not just a guest to me. You're a part of this show. You're like valuable. Like you are as valuable as Tom is to me. Easily. That's easy to say. Maybe more. You're here more. So I everything that happened, right, is that it's my fault and it was a miscommunication. None of that was your fault. And I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings.
I feel like that was a huge miscommunication, and
But it's my fault.
I, I
It's my fault,
I
not your
as
fault.
well I as well feel sorry for that because um
Yeah, but it's
yeah,
my fault though. Don't blame yourself for that.
I feel like I got hurt feelings.
I know. I'm
Like
sorry. It's breaking my heart.
I did, and I missed
Watch
a bunch.
this. Watch this.
I
Scale of
missed
one
a
to
bunch.
ten. Scale of
I
one to
missed.
ten. What does everyone feel about Faith?
Let me talk. Let me talk. Let me talk.
Go
I
ahead,
missed a
kid.
bunch of your shows on purpose, and I'm sorry about that
It's okay.
because because my feelings were hurt, and
I'm glad you're telling me about it.
I'm sorry. I feel bad for that. I apologize for that. That was just, I'm human. I'm freaking human.
Yeah, but yes. And you know what? Like, all good, right? Like, I probably don't deserve, right? Like, someone handling this as well as you are, right? And to come on publicly, right, to talk to me about it
I'm not
shows a
even
lot of bravery, right?
religious.
And I'm glad that you gave me the opportunity to tell you what my side of what happened and that and thanks for letting me apologize to you because it's like I think clear to me and clear to everybody that you're a huge part of what goes on here.
Yeah, I'm
Huge.
like
As big as any other person.
um as for everything, I just I'm sorry.
It's all good.
I don't even know what to say. Like,
We're a family. Things
you
we hurt each other's feelings sometimes.
I love our chat
Yes.
so much. So freaking much. I love our chat so freaking much. We're all amazing. We are not good without each other.
That's right.
We're not good without each other.
Yeah.
And,
I'm kind of crying a little bit because I feel bad for hurting your feelings.
yeah,
That wasn't my intention. I was like,
the few days that I was like, yeah,
so think about this, right? Like
I was in
it
my
was meant to
feelings.
be like, it was meant to be like let's say you did some yard work for me and I owed you $10, right? It was this is a good analogy, right? It's like, okay, I'm here for my $10. Can I have it? No, I got $100 for you. But then you focus on the no, and the $100 didn't come fast enough. You know what I mean? Like that's what I meant it to be. Like no, not the small amount, the bigger amount. But you heard the no part, and so like you see what I mean? How what happened? Oh, you're gonna make me feel sad.
I can't see the chat, so
Oh, there's tens all over the place. 10 plus from Vader.
hey Vader.
I want a plus on mine when it's my turn next time. Well, thanks for coming on. It's time to hit the old dusty trail, but I'll say this, right? Thank you for coming on and publicly talking to me about that. So that way it's a good teaching moment for the rest of the group, right? That sometimes when we text, right, we lose all the like most of the communication that we normally have with people is like we can see people's nonverbal communication, right? Like if I'm like all scrunched up on the couch, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing great today. You know, then obviously someone's gonna be like, well, come on, dude, what's up? You're scrunched up, right? Like you don't see that part. You just see the text, I'm doing great, right? And so there's a lot of communication gets lost in text, right? Number one, right? Number two, I'm not the best at communication as far as like, especially when I'm tired and I've communicated with a lot of people. It's not an excuse, right? But I messed that up. And then another thing is I appreciate how well that you took it for those couple days, you know, and then like were able to tell me how you felt. And so that's very huge to me. And I think it says a lot to the people here too. And you have like a breathtaking spirit, you know, and I know that you'll just dust it off and come back tomorrow. And that shows a lot of character, like on your part, you know?
Well,
So that's huge.
I don't want to be crappy person.
Well, all glory to God, right? Everything's back to normal again and better.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we'll all go to Peanuts and
We
we'll all act like
we
fools
all
over there.
I think we all hit a wall at points, and
Yeah.
we all bump heads.
If you could see how much support you have in this chat right now, like it's overwhelming.
I can't see the chat at all.
Well, you're gonna go back and look at this and you're gonna feel good about what's going on here.
I love all of
Yeah, they love
all of
you
you
too.
guys. You guys are so amazing.
Yeah.
All of
Yeah,
you are
you're
so
yeah,
amazing.
and here's I'll read one from Vader Jones and I agree with this, right? 100%, right? You are not a crappy person. You are not crappy. Anyway, it's time to hit the old dusty trail.
Yeah.
Yep, and all glory. Well, praise Jesus for his sacrifice and his grace, right? We're going to be incorruptible at some point, and none of us will have hurt feelings, and we're going to be awesome then. And then, what am I going to say here? All glory to God. I'm going to be on Peanuts tonight at 8 o'clock, and maybe some other people because he'll open it up after like a half hour, I think. So maybe if you guys can get on there if you go on. And then pray for the children. See you guys tonight, and then I'll have another show tomorrow at 7 a.m. And I'll text you, Faith, right after this.
All right.
All right. See you later, guys.
Love you guys. You guys are amazing.